welcome back to my channel. I'm here today with my 5-star predictions for 2021. Now I've seen this video go around in quite a lot of channels and I got super excited because I wanted to talk about these books and I thought this was the perfect video to talk about them because I think that I'm going to give them 5 stars. So if you are interested in knowing what these books are about and you want some recommendations for this year, then keep watching. I am going to start off with Chain of Gold. Yes, it's a Cassandra Clare book and I'm so excited, so excited because I love me some Cassandra Clare. Now let's talk about Chain of Gold. So I loved the TDA series. The Dark Artifices is one of my top 3 favorite series like ever, and I also enjoyed the Infernal Devices, but I am not a fan of the Mortal Instruments. I tried to read that book, City of Bones, like 4 times and I gave up every single time. So I don't think I'm ever going to try the Mortal Instruments again. I just feel like I'm not a Mortal Instruments kind of person, but I love the Dark Artifices and the Infernal Devices. Maybe I'm thinking I'll do a separate video just to talk and ramble about the Dark Artifices because I so want to recommend it to every one of you because it's set in like a beautiful picturesque 1800s London, and oh my god, the characters in the book, oh no, I think it's 1900s London, and everybody in the book is just brilliant and deserve their own video, to be honest. So now this is the Last Hours series. This is the more recent series by Cassandra Clare. This is the first book in the trilogy, Chain of Gold. Chain of Iron is getting released this March. And this book got released last March actually, but I pre-ordered it and got it immediately. However, I didn't get around to reading it because I know the moment I finish this book, I will so want to read Chain of Iron and it's not out. So I would drive myself crazy. So I pushed myself to wait patiently until the start of this year. So I just started reading this. I'm like a few chapters in. It's a little bit slow to be honest, but I'm sure it's going to catch up soon because this is also set in like I think towards the end of 1800s England, and it's the Victorian era, so it's like, oh gorgeous. I am already in love with this book and I know I'm gonna give it 5 stars because I gave TDA 5 stars. So actually I want to give it 5 stars. I just hope I do in the end because there's no way that I cannot like it. However, I did find it a little difficult keeping up with the different characters were introduced in this book so far because there's just so many of them. If you've read any of the Shadowhunter books, you know that there are like tons of families involved, tons of locations involved, and every family has so many children. It's just too hard to keep up sometimes that I actually had to go into the Shadowhunter wiki and find out who Cordelia was, whose daughter she was, how her family was related to the Carstairs family, or wait, she is Cordelia Carstairs. See, I told you, it is super confusing sometimes. How her family is related to the Herondale family. So yeah, I'm going to talk more about the book once I'm done. I'm not going to give much away because I'm pretty sure that whoever is reading this right now is also as excited as me. So yeah, this is going to be my first 5-star prediction for 2021. The next book I've got with me is Darling Rose Gold. Now, Darling Rose Gold, also I just started reading. To be honest, for me, it was an impulsive cover buy. I just love this whole rose gold, foil on top of this book, and it's just so gorgeous, the whole cover itself. So I just wanted to read it. I had no clue what this book was about when I picked it up, but having read a few chapters, I understand that this is about a mother and a daughter and how like the mother gets convicted to prison because she has technically abused her daughter by keeping her away from society and keeping her locked up in the house and stating that she has some diseases and she's not supposed to eat stuff. So basically she's been lying to her daughter all her life, and finally the daughter testifies in court. She gets put into prison and then she gets let out of prison and her daughter comes and picks her up, but now she's like a changed woman. She has a daughter or a son, I'm not sure, but she has a child, and basically I don't know what happens after this. That's so much of what I've read. but I'm thinking there's more to the story than what meets the eye. I know a similar book that started off like this, which was Nicola Yoon's, I think, was it Everything, Everything? Even in that book, the mother keeps telling that the daughter has some kind of a disorder where she will not be able to go out and well, in the free air. So she keeps her at home till she's like 17 or so, and finally the girl decides that she doesn't care if she's gonna die, she just wants to go out of the house, and she goes out and realizes that nothing was wrong with her in the first place. And yeah, that was the whole premise of Everything, Everything. So I kind of got like similar vibes in this book, but I don't know if this turns out to be some kind of a thriller, because that book was not a thriller per se, it was just a story of that girl and how she deals with her life. So I'm hoping this book turns out much better, and I think I'm just gonna give it a 5-star for sure, but we'll wait and see. The third book I've got with me is A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kimmerer, and I know this whole series is a rage and I'm sure a lot of people loved it. I got this book, immediately pre-ordered it and got it I think 2 years back. I think the third book is going to get released this year in the trilogy, which is A Vow So Bold and Deadly. And I decided I'm finally going to read this book this year because it is a retelling of Beauty and the Beast, and I already love me some retellings in the first place, and this one seems a little bit dark, at least from the cover it does. And again, just look at the cover, you guys. Isn't it gorgeous? I just love these amazing covers. They're just so pretty and they make you want to read the book. So I haven't started this as yet. I'm gonna start it as soon as I'm done with those two books, but I am so excited. I'm sure I'm gonna love it. At least I hope I will, with all of the rave reviews that I have seen so far. And yeah, let's hope and see that I give this 5 stars as well. The next book I've got with me is Illuminate by J. Christoph and Mary Kaufman. Oh, Amy Kaufman. And Illuminate is a sci-fi book, and I haven't read so many sci-fis last year. I think I read a few, but that was about it. So I really want to read more sci-fis this year, and this book was on top of my priority. I definitely have heard so much about this book. I think it takes place somewhere in outer space with spaceships and everything's so sci-fi. So I will definitely get into this book as soon as I'm done with the others that I have in my mind. But this is also something that I'm sure I'm going to rate 5 stars. The next book I've got is Stalking Jack the Ripper by Kerry Maniscalco. And this is a really, well, it's not really old, but it's comparatively older with comparison to those books down there. And this is again set in like the 1800s England Edwardian era where Jack the Ripper existed. So this is supposed to be like a murder thriller mystery kind of book. I have been wanting to read this for such a long time. I never got around to reading it. I know that the moment I look at it, I'm going to give it 5 stars because I love the premise already. I love this whole set that it is set in, and it's just so brilliant to even look at. So I'm going to read this book and give you my thoughts about it once I'm done. But until then, I'm predicting this is going to get 5 stars. And the last book that I'm predicting 5 stars is Empire of the Vampire by again J. Christoph. This book is releasing this year. I am going to go and pre-order it the moment I see it around. But I am so excited about it because, come on, it's vampires. And who doesn't like themselves some vampires from time to time? I know too much of vampires can be overwhelming. That's what happened after the whole Twilight era. Every book that came out was vampirish or werewolfish, and people just started straying away from it for a while. But I think things are coming back now, and vampires are again becoming the trend for some reason. However, the cover, just look at the cover. It looks amazing, doesn't it? So I so want to get this book, and I'm so predicting that this is going to be a 5-star read for me. So there you go. These are all the books that I think I'm going to rate 5 stars this year. If you have any thoughts about the books I've listed here, or you have your own 5-star predicted books, let me know in the comments below. I'll check them out. And if you enjoyed this video, as always, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and I will see you in another video. Bye.